Glad you're with us. A little later this hour, we're going to finish up our Twitter poll for the day and have the results. That's talking about the Supreme Court announcement, which is at about 7 o'clock Central Time tonight. If you're wanting to tune in, all the networks are going to carry it, and Donald Trump will announce his choice and introduce his choice for Supreme Court of the United States. Everybody's kind of focused on Neil Gorsuch or Thomas Hardiman. We're thinking maybe one of those two. We should know soon. In the meantime, we'll get to the Twitter poll. We'll get to all that coming up. I want to continue to talk about this ban and these people who are on the streets complaining about it. Right now, we're joined by Justen Charters, who is a journalist with the Independent Journal Review and wrote a great article yesterday as sort of a message to the people that are out protesting, and I really enjoyed it. Justen, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for giving us some time today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for reaching out.
So tell me what motivated you to, first of all, tell people what this article is about.
So the article is focused on more than anything. It's not directed towards every protester out there, but it's directed towards the chunk of protesters out there who are claiming that they have the moral high ground when so many horrible things happened with these people in these Middle Eastern countries during the Obama administration, and they didn't take action. It's a personal thing as well, because as a journalist, a lot of the things I do are veteran-related, and a lot of those veterans have connected me with people all around the world. So in the last few years, I've made friends with, Yazidis who have escaped ISIS, Kurds who have lost everything to ISIS, Assyrians, Christian militia members, so on and so forth. So these people are individuals I talk to on a weekly, sometimes bi-weekly basis, depending on how busy I am, just to see how they're doing and if there's anything I can do for them. And so it's more of a personal thing as well. So it's calling out that hypocrisy. These people who say, hey, Trump hates Muslims, Trump's a racist, this, that. Most of these people, I could come up to them and tell them, Somalia has been run by warlords for X number of years. They haven't had a functional government. Right. Al-Shabaab is out there running rampant, recruiting here, recruiting there. And a lot of these terrorist groups, they like to follow the blueprint of ISIS. So if ISIS says, according to intelligence reports, we're going to infiltrate the refugee program, Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, Jabhat al-Nusra, they're all going to hop on that bandwagon because they look at ISIS as the winning team. ISIS is the Michael Jordan of terrorist organizations. Mm-hmm. So they're all going to follow suit. And so this is, more than anything, it's calling out that hypocrisy, because personally, I had one issue with the executive order myself, and it's mainly because I have friends who are interpreters over there, and they were personally affected. The message they got back from the State Department after they reached out was a very, don't call us, we'll call you kind of thing, and it kind of made them lose a little bit of hope.
Sure.
Fortunately, that provision looks like, is going to be included, and it looks like that's going to be, I guess you say rectified, so to speak. But it's just mainly to address those people who, they're doing it not because, and like I said, it's not everybody. I'm sure some people out there have some legitimate concerns. I'm sure some people out there have a much more legitimate and valid reason they're there. But the majority of those people, they just hop on trends. Occupy Wall Street, corporate greed. Tweet from my iPhone about corporate greed.
Same people,
I can't stand the hypocrisy. So that's the main reason behind it.
Justen Charters is our guest. He has an article posted on the Independent Journal Review, basically written to people who've gone out to protest this, what they're referring to as wrongly as a Muslim ban. It's a temporary travel ban to a couple of these countries. Now, are you friends with Johnny Walker, the guy that was a spotter for Chris Kyle over in Iraq?
I am friends with Johnny. Yes.
Yeah, I've got a clip from him. Let's go to cut number 1, Liz, from yesterday, with his reaction to these people who are protesting this attempt to protect Americans. Listen.
Just can I say, just be American. If you love America more than anything else, you will understand Trump's decision is for your own benefit. And you know what? If you disagree with Trump and you love your country, go back to your country. No one can stop you. And I have my friend. He will pay your ticket.
I like it.
Yeah, Johnny's he's a good guy. He's sacrificed a lot. He's lost a lot, and he just continues to be thankful for the things that are here, and and how he's been able to have his own American dream. Really. So.
Yeah, nobody appreciates that more than the people who've relocated to this country and then realize that dream. And the thing that irritates me the most about this, Justin, is the false narrative that for some reason people who are Republicans or conservatives don't like immigrants. And nothing could be further from the truth. A couple of my best friends and coworkers for years, one was from Iran, who left when the Shah got deposed. The other one was from Russia, from the Soviet Union. And they both came here and achieved the American dream. I have no problem with immigration. But you have a problem with the risk that's posed by some of the folks coming here from war-torn regions where you've got groups like ISIS that have vowed to destroy us. There's nothing wrong with us protecting ourselves.
I couldn't agree with you more. I grew up with friends from the United Arab Emirates. I grew up with friends from Iran. And, I've had a relationship with several Arab, Persian, you name it. Pretty much I've developed a relationship with those people because I just like good people. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what your religious beliefs are. As long as you're not pertaining radical beliefs like ISIS or Boko Haram or anything like that, I care about good people. I care about making this country a better place. And if you have something to contribute, it doesn't matter to me where you're from. The national security of the United States is absolutely paramount. And people need to not ignore that, especially with all the things that are going on. And I think that people think that this is a fear-mongering thing when that's not necessarily what it is. More than anything, you've got people like General Mattis, who is in Trump's cabinet, who's an expert on war, dedicated his life to studying war. And you've got General John Kelly at the Department of Homeland Security. These are people who are absolutely the best at what they do. And I don't think that either one of these gentlemen would approve of something if it was anti-Muslim or anti-immigration or whatever the case is. These are men who are just upstanding individuals. I know people who know Mattis personally, and they say that, he tells it like it is, but he has, he's a lion with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
And so it's just, people really need to get outside of their emotions and look at this in the aspect of, yes, it's important for national security. Like I said, I had an issue with the provisions that wasn't there at first with the interpreters and the linguists and things of that nature. But it's, put the facts, put the record, put the history, study these countries. I've spent myself over probably 5,000 hours studying terrorism and studying even these specific countries. And people just need to take 5 minutes and see what these countries are like. Iraq, Iran. Iraq doesn't have a national database. I talked to a Homeland Security officer a few years ago. They don't have a vetting system. They don't have ID cards. And any one of these countries that actually does have a national database, as Johnny told me, there's a political agenda behind it.
Sure.
So if Iran has a national database, they're going to say, oh, yeah, well, let's send this Hezbollah guy in. We'll say he's a Christian refugee or whatever the case is. So it's really important for people to study all the details, because if they don't study all the details, they're not going to really realize what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're going to have that false narrative because they didn't take the time to figure out what's really happening.
You've got to educate yourself, and that's a perfect example. I had somebody call in, an attorney, yesterday when we were discussing this, who pointed out the same thing about the fact that these countries that are on this list have no national database. How do they vet someone? How do you know if they've got a criminal record? There's no central record system that you can refer to for these kinds of things. So it's certainly, if it delays their entry to this country by a week or a month, I have no problem with that. That just seems so simple. Justen Charters, listen, I appreciate your time. Let me direct people to the website IJR.com, Independent Journal Review.com. Go to IJR.com. You can read more of Justen's articles. A great one on there today with Muslim Americans who are firing back at some of these protesters as well. And all good articles. Justen, thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Yep. Have a great day. Appreciate that. Go to IJR.com. Check out some of those articles. Justen does good work, and I'm glad that he agreed to come on the show with us today. All right.